guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Primrose. If I don't seem like my chirpy self in this video, it's because I am feeling a little bit sick. I'm like super fatigued and run down and just a whole bunch of horrible grossness. So that's fun. Also, do you like my thrifted super dry t-shirt? It's like,
I look good.
It's vintage and I was in love with it and I couldn't resist it, and I tied it in the middle and I think it looks super cute. So yeah, there's that. Today what we're going to be doing is talking about my skin. Now this is something that I haven't actually spoken about for at least a year. It's been almost a year since I did my light therapy treatment, and I basically wanted to give you guys an update for those that might have followed because of my skin. So if you don't have any idea what I'm talking about and you are new here, I basically have psoriasis and I've had this since I was about 16. So almost 10 years now actually, which is scary. Basically, for my skin, I'd been suffering for a long time. I was on steroid cream for a long time and it was just not being cured. So I decided to go to a dermatologist through the NHS because that's what we get here in England, and I tried light therapy and that helped a little bit, but then it didn't fully help. So I'm basically just giving you an update on my skin 1 year post light therapy, post treatment, post blah. So I've taken a couple of clips of what my skin looks like now. So this is a little bit of a trigger warning for any of you that might not want to see it, and it's okay if you don't. So I'm going to insert the clips now. If you don't want to see it, I will put a timestamp in of when you can skip to not see it. Inserting clip now. So now that you've seen my skin, you're probably thinking, oh my god, this looks horrible, and it's not the worst that it's been. And actually my skin is pretty good because I've known how worse and how bad that it can get. My skin's pretty good right now. I mean, it's smooth, it looks really red, but I can't really do anything about that, and I'm managing with it. So what am I doing now that's different to a year ago? So basically I'm not going to any dermatologist at the moment. The reason being is that I've just travelled and I felt really weird trying to start the process off again, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to move away from where I was, so it's all been a bit up in the air, but I don't think at this point in my life I'm going to go back. The reason being is that I don't want to start on any more skin creams. So since travelling I was using Enstellar. I ran out of that while I was travelling, so there's nothing I could do, and then I began to educate myself more on the adverse effects of Enstellar and how your body can get addicted to the steroid cream, and I feel like being on that, and especially for so long, did me no favours whatsoever. And you can also get a heart murmur from using steroid creams as well, alongside of loads of other side effects. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be on that anymore. And then I was left with these two creams. So it's the Clobovate ointment, which is for my ears, and the Diprosalic. Now that's for the harder, thicker parts of skin where it was, so maybe my hips where it'd be harder for it to penetrate, and that's basically all I was left with. So I was using that and the sun was really helping, but then I felt like it would flare, and it was just an ongoing cycle of I'd use the medication, it would settle down, but then it would flare up, and then I'd use the medication again, and it was just an ongoing cycle of never ending essentially, and it was tiring and I just wanted it to be done with. So since being back I haven't actually used any medicated creams on my skin at all. Has this been a benefit to me? Yes, because mentally I am not confined to using this cream for it to not work, and one of the reasons that I don't want to progress with dermatology is because I don't want to be on more creams, I don't want to be on more whatever, I don't want to have to inject, I don't want to have to take medications, I don't want to be like that, and that's not how I want to live, so I'm just not going to do it. This is how my skin is looking now on nothing, and For me, I can live with that. I can cope with that because there's other things that I've been doing to try and help my skin. So what skincare am I using at the moment? Skincare wise, I am using the Hydromol ointment. This is non-medicated and it's so good for moisturising my skin. So I'm sticking on the Hydromol. Every time or every other time I have a shower, I will exfoliate my skin just with a mitt and an exfoliant and working on that area. And then every time you come out of the shower, you have to make sure that you dab the skin and don't rub it. But I think that's been working really well. But one of the biggest things that's been working for me is identifying what is actually causing my psoriasis. And this is something that dermatologists don't do. All they do is stick your medications and just expect you to get on with it. And I feel like a lot of doctors within the healthcare system within England do that for other illnesses and anything else that people are experiencing. I personally don't agree with that. I'd rather get to the bottom of the problem and solve it, but they don't have that incentive because they have such a massive amount of clientele. There's pros and cons to all of this and I'm just rambling away, but basically identifying what is causing my psoriasis and pointing it out so I'm aware. So one factor that's causing my psoriasis is definitely hormonal. I noticed that it fluctuates with my period. It does, I'm not gonna lie. And that's obviously due to my hormones shooting up and then dropping rapidly, and it's just one of those things, and maybe this is something that I have to live with. Another factor that I have found to be so helpful within my psoriasis discovery, say, is food triggers. Now, not everyone suffers from digestive upset from food or food that can trigger psoriasis to flare. Personally for me, what I've been doing is a psoriasis diet and trying to eliminate certain foods that I know exacerbate the severity of my psoriasis, we should say. So specifically, I am incorporating a few diets to improve my skin, and I've seen a massive improvement just by eliminating certain foods. So basically what I'm doing is I'm on a wheat-free and gluten-free diet that incorporates keto and paleo diets as well, and I'm also incorporating aspects from the psoriasis diet and the anti-inflammatory diet. So that is like 5 or 6 aspects of different diets that I'm incorporating into what I'm doing. So to break that down for you guys, I'm eating reasonably sourced meat. Now that is something that I want to do ethically and for my health. I am cutting out 95% of sweet, unhealthy foods, and I've actually been really enjoying this process. For me and my little health kick, it's been doing wonders, and because of this I've actually lost half a stone as well, so woohoo! So yeah, no breads. If I do, I will eat only mixed or wholemeal or brown, whatever you want to call it. I'm not having milk, I'm very sensitized to milk, so I'm having soy milk instead, which is a delicious alternative, and I will never go back, even if I become non-sensitized to milk. So yeah, I'm having lots more fruit and vegetables than I was before. I'm also upping my water intake. I feel like that's made a massive difference on my skin because even though it looks really red, it's actually not scaly like normal plaque psoriasis, so that's great. In terms of the keto and paleo diet, I'm incorporating more fats, more greens and meats rather than starches, so I'm trying not to eat too many potatoes. If I do, I will ideally go for a small portion of regular potatoes, or I'll have a small portion of sweet potatoes because they are a great alternative if you want something different from a normal potato, because it doesn't actually feel like you're eating a sweet potato. I would love to do a video on my what I eat in a day or what I eat in a week. If you guys would love to see that, please let me know. I'm barely eating chocolate, I don't snack on crisps, I don't really snack on sweets, so I feel like incorporating all of these has helped me to really narrow down what is setting off my psoriasis, and what I'm doing seems to be working, especially for me right now. And you've got to remember that having psoriasis is a very individualistic thing. There is no one trigger, there is no one cure, so you have to do what's right for you. Now, if you did want to try out the psoriasis diet, there is actually a psoriasis diet app if you did want to try out a psoriasis diet for yourself. I've heard so many people in groups that I am in that have had amazing success with this diet, and I'm trying to incorporate bits of this into my own diet, so definitely recommend it if you want to kick the drugs, if you want to, oh god, that sounded awful. If you wanted to get rid of the creams, get rid of the tablets, try this and try, you know, things you can do at home to help your skin, because even though you're on these creams, you might be putting something into your body that essentially is flaring your psoriasis, so it's going to be an ongoing cycle and you're going to still be on the tablets and the medications. So in this app, it gives you a whole list of foods that cause psoriasis, eating strategies to soothe psoriasis, foods that may fight psoriasis, the best foods to eat to fight psoriasis. There's an anti-inflammatory diet section, a gluten-free diet section, nutrition, heart healthy diet, vitamins and supplement diet, weight loss diet, foods to avoid, essential oils, scalp psoriasis diet. There is so much in this app, so there is so much information that you can have, and I've been trying to stick to the foods that may cause psoriasis and avoiding those altogether. So like I've said, I'm not eating wheat. I completely stopped eating tomatoes, and I think that's made a real big difference. My skin, even though it looks really red, has actually broken up the psoriasis and it's sort of dispersed into patches, and for me that is a massive difference. So 8 foods that can be contributed to causing psoriasis include alcohol. I don't really drink anyway, and if I do it's for social reasons. However, I've narrowed out the alcohol that sets off my skin isn't all alcohol. So it's wheat-based alcohol like beer, ale, cider can do it, so I always try and limit my intake of cider even though I love it. But spirits, they don't set my skin off at all, so yay for me. Junk foods, so that's why I've tried to completely eliminate any unhealthy foods in my diet, and it's not just for my skin, it's also for myself to feel better. Now it says on here red meat, and there's been a lot of debate within people trying the diet whether red meat specifically contributes to psoriasis or whether it helps it. Now I follow quite a few people who the majority of their diet is meat based, and they said that making that change is what cured their psoriasis, whereas other people are very much against that. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you feel like it affects you? Personally, I don't think it affects me, but then I also don't think it makes me any better. So number 4 is dairy products. Now I am lactose sensitive. If I have milk it gives me a very upset stomach, so that is why I've swapped out for my soy milk. It also says on here that egg yolks can have an effect as well, but I absolutely love egg and I'm not about to give that up, so I try and limit my intake, but like I said, I do love it and it is a regular ingredient in my lunch. So the next one on the list is nightshade plants. So this includes peppers, white potatoes, eggplant, tomatoes, and these are all things that I've definitely tried to cut down on since starting this diet, and I feel like it has made a big difference. Citrus fruits are another one on the list, and it says under here grapefruit, and I used to have quite a few grapefruits, although I haven't recently, so I can't say whether it sets off my skin or not. Gluten is number 7, and I have completely cut out gluten where possible from my diet. I'm really trying to be conscientious of what I'm eating and putting into my body. And then condiments can also exacerbate psoriasis. However, I'm quite conflicted about this because it says things like curry, paprika, and I've heard that they can actually help psoriasis, as well as garlic. Garlic is meant to be fantastic for psoriasis, and that suits me to the ground because I am obsessed with garlic and I will use it in everything. Foods that can fight psoriasis are like apple cider vinegar that it suggests. Now my sister uses this on her scalp because she has quite a lot of skin build-up on there, and it works wonders for her, so definitely try incorporating that where you can. Garlic, the holy grail of all foods. I am obsessed with garlic. I love garlic. No amount of garlic is too much. Fish eggs. Now I've never actually had fish eggs and a little bit intimidated by them, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm not gonna go out and specifically source any fish eggs to try. But if you try them and have success, please let me know. Salmon. Salmon is really, really great, and I love eating salmon. Going gluten-free, it is one of the most common food sensitives, so that's important to keep in mind. Carrots and squash can really help the skin. I do not like carrots. However, I'm making a decision to try and eat them. I just can't stand them, but I'm eating them with other things, so I can just get them down and it will help. Healthy grains such as brown rice and quinoa. Lean meats such as chicken or turkey. Nuts and avocados. I would be lying if I said that I didn't almost eat an avocado every single day. And I mean that. I adore avocados. They are such a wonderful source of healthy fats, and I cannot get enough of them. They are delicious. I should just get shares in avocado companies because they're amazing and I cannot stop eating them. Oh, blueberries are one that I've heard that are fantastic for psoriasis. You can do so much. You can put them into so many different kinds of smoothies. Blueberries and spinach, that would be an amazing, amazing smoothie for the skin. If you'd like to see some psoriasis themed healing smoothies, I'll probably do that in another video. And the last point is to avoid nightshade vegetables. So really, you can come up with a whole diet plan that is specific to yourself if you know what triggers your skin. And it is a complete process of elimination. However, it's going to be one that's so worth it because I would much rather alter my diet than be stuck on medications that I don't know what are doing to me. So I've run down through how my skin is now. It may look bad to you guys, but I am so happy with how it's doing. I really am, and it's something that I'm going to keep working on. It's something that I'm probably going to keep working on for the rest of my life. I don't want to go back to the dermatologist. I don't want to be stuck on creams. I don't want to have to go through all that process, and I know the stress and strain that comes with that, and I just don't want to go through it, at least not in this point in my life. I also gave a little rundown of the psoriasis diet, so I hope you guys found that useful. If you would like more information, then there is that app available, or there's so much information online, so do give it a little research if you would like to know more. You can post any questions that you have for me down below. I will happily answer anything. Don't be afraid to ask. Feeling a little bit ill now, so I'm gonna go chill out. But thank you so much for joining me here. I hope to make more psoriasis themed videos. There is so many ideas that I have, but only if you guys are here to support me. So please do give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. And thank you for being here with me yet again. I hope you're all staying safe. Be kind, be thoughtful, and I will see you next time. Bye!